Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to another Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight Any Percent tournament. My name is Seb, and today I'm joined by Double Double.
Yes, hello. Hope you're all ready for to see a good match. We have some pretty interesting matches going on already.
Yeah, you can see DreamFox is already starting actually.
Yes, we're just jumping straight in.
Let's go.
So yeah,
What?
quick explanation for people not as familiar with this game. This is a Metroidvania, and the main things to keep in mind with this run is the movement you see DreamFox doing, which is you see him rolling and sometimes jumping and sometimes doing both at the same time, which is quite literally pressing jump and roll on the exact same frame. And yeah, we also very obviously call it a roll jump.
Of course. And the first area of the game, the second Adalia Grove, is also the one that is most RNG heavy in the game. You have these enemies, the imps, that they attack at random intervals. They jump and move also randomly. They can be quite a headache.
Yeah. Interestingly, with enemies in this game, they don't do contact damage if you're walking into them on the ground. Once you start, if you like jump or attack while you're touching an enemy, that's when you get hit. Which is interesting enemy behavior, but
maybe they are just giving you a chance, you know? Being good fellas.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, streams are syncing up. And there we go. And we have both.
Yeah, so we have this. Yeah, so
okay.
there's this small detour of picking up these the money in this game. Picking up 20 from the chest here, and that could be important for buying an item in a little bit.
Yeah, our players will grab a total of 80 money.
Also, Hustuha is in a little bit of trouble being poisoned when there's low in health, but it's fine because both of them died.
At the same time.
And neither of them hit the save bell. Oh no, DreamFox did.
So DreamFox
yeah, Hustuha didn't. So yeah. Also important thing for races like this and also marathon settings is hit save bells. They restore your health to full and get rid of any bad conditions such as poison.
Wow, it's the first time I see a double KO like that.
Yeah, that was amazingly timed. So the room that DreamFox is in right now, the jump up to the platform from which you shoot the orb to open the gate is yeah, it's a bit of a tricky jump.
Ooh, Hustuha took another death, I think.
Yeah, which was unfortunate, but you know, it's still early on in the run.
Of course.
It can change, nothing's been determined yet. Okay, so DreamFox just went to another optional area to get some more money. That's a good movement here from DreamFox to make this this platform cycle. Again, tricky and easy to miss.
And there we go. Good job by DreamFox. She's now approaching the first boss of the game.
First boss, Adea. So there's a quick coup you can do here, and I believe DreamFox will go for it.
Yeah.
They're standing out here waiting. And this is... There we go, using a pause there to buffer it. But yeah, it mainly involves manipulating Adea's attack pattern into pushing the pearl. Yeah, pushing the pearl that's normally behind her in front of her, because that's the weak point. And have all three arrows, as that's your two main weapons in this, is on one side your your melee attack, which is a maple leaf, by the way. And then there's the bow, which you can charge. And having all three arrows hit at the same time, when the pearl is in front of Idea like that, that just instantly kills her.
Very well done by DreamFox, who is now on Car City. Also rapidly approaching the second boss of the game.
Yeah, there's like this beginning area to get to Idea, and then yeah, you get the second boss almost instantly after. There's not much there. Now, one thing DreamFox did do is, if you look at the top left of DreamFox's screen, you can see the blue object with the 1 next to it. That's the item that we got the money for, which is the crystal seed. It increases your physical attack, so your leaf and your bow, by 50%. Also, another thing we haven't mentioned yet is that we want to do almost every boss damageless. On Hustuha's side, you can see the non-quick kill strat of mixing melee attacks in and then ducking, because that covers every single move a Idea can do. Quick kill is obviously a lot faster, but it's risky to do, especially if you don't know how to do it. So it's definitely a top runner kind of thing to do. But yeah, the item you get from Idea for doing it damageless is Idea's pearl. You get the literal pearl as your reward, which adds a poison property to your arrows. It helps with damage over time, but it's also a double-edged sword because you can poison yourself with that, and that does not help with getting damageless on bosses.
That's right. And DreamFox, after defeating Villa 1, we'll see her again, receives the Bugman patch, which summons a lot of blocks from the sky to hit your opponents. That is also very useful to open certain doors in later parts of the game. We will be using it quite a lot.
Yeah, the Bugman patch is one of the absolute most important items that we use in the run here, because you can imagine that the doing bosses damageless can be quite demanding and asking a lot, but that's where the damageless items come in. Items you get from damageless bosses are also really helpful to do other bosses damageless more easily.
Here we see DreamFox going on a little detour to grab that garden key, which we use to open a door to enter the nets area of the game. And we see Hustuha taking a death from Luvela. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, didn't grab
the deaths can stack up to a lot of time loss. And it's definitely also a part of the race, is minimizing the time losses you get rather than going for time saves.
Yeah, this game can be really, really cruel when you want to get some nice times doing some speedrunning. It also, in terms of tournament setting like this, maybe in taking those safeties is fair in the long run, because yeah, very unfortunate things can happen and it ends up taking you all the way back. And now we see DreamFox fighting Derelict Frida, also known as the Dumb Drinking Bird.
Yes, it is indeed time for Frida now. DreamFox is doing the riskier but faster strategy of being up close, as your melee weapon is stronger than your bow. Fortunately, you don't have to worry about poisoning yourself, because the poison cloud spawns all the way at the top of Frida's head. So you're not likely to run into it. But you, again, this is one of the higher level strats of fighting Frida up close, where you need to know what you're doing. Now, when you beat Frida damage, you get the Sparse Thread, which is an item. When you use it, you create a shockwave around yourself that does instant damage. And DreamFox also got lucky to their own surprise, it seems like.
Yeah, I
So
guess
the room they left, there's normally a wall there, and you need the enemy that DreamFox went up to blow it up. However, if you're lucky, it can the enemy can blow up the wall on your first visit to the screen before you fight Frida, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, it saves you like a good 5 seconds. It is very nice to get that.
Yeah, if the wall's still there, you can wait at the wall and wait for the enemy to throw a bomb at you, and hope he throws it far enough. But that's pretty RNG. Alternatively, you can go over to the left side of him, hit him once to knock him to the right, and then stand in the place. Stand in place and then wait for the bomb, and then the bomb will always be thrown far enough.
Now we see the second fight with Lubella.
Yeah, here's the second Lubella fight. This is the only boss that you don't strictly have to do damageless. Since the damageless item you get for this fight, we don't use. It gives you a small heal every time you kill an enemy. But A, we don't really bother with regular enemies much. And B, the heal is really small and like will not help. Because here's another thing about the damageless. It's not just straight up not taking damage. The exact condition is that your health needs to not change for the entire duration of the fight. If you went in with partial health, you healed because you're scared, and you do it damageless otherwise, you still don't get the boss item. So that's how the damageless condition is programmed to just... The game needs to not detect the health change. Which is an interesting way to do it.
Yeah. Oh, what you saw right now was after killing Luvella, you are cursed and become a cat. Which is somehow not really a curse. It's actually more of a blessing because you are smaller, you are faster, and although you cannot climb stairs and use items while being a cat, it is really useful in our run. And to transform between cat and human, we have this item called the cat sphere.
Yeah, you pick it up pretty much immediately after being turned into a cat. So the only downside to being forced to being a cat is almost immediately taken away from you. Something I want to highlight here is DreamFox turning back into a human when triggering the cutscene with this person. This is something that happens in version 1.07, which is the version that the runners are playing on. In older versions, specifically the other main speedrun version of 1.05b, that does not happen, and you can stay as a cat while you interact with people, and a partially see-through silhouette of your human character will appear, which you'll see later, because there is one character later that you can still talk to as a cat, and you will stay a cat. So here we have a mid-boss that DreamFox is going up against. Don't blink.
What boss?
And that was it. So yeah, 2 sparse threats just kills him. It's that simple.
Fortnite.
Fortnite indeed. So over on Hustuha's screen, taking the safe route of killing the witch, the floating witch, before jumping over the spikes. It's personally what I do as well. It's just what I found to be most consistent.
Yeah, you can never be too safe in this game.
Yeah. So yeah, Hustuha's gonna take on Frida, while DreamFox has moved back to the starting area of the game, the Sacred Odalia Grove, to get a fragment. There's 4 fragments we need to collect to access a certain place. And there's also a change in the movement here. As a human, the fastest movement is to roll, which is also where roll jumps come into play. So you jump, but you also get the roll speed. As a cat, it's the second fastest movement is to run, which is the easier considerably easier than the second movement, which DreamFox is doing right now, which is roll jumping and then doing an attack in midair. The roll as a cat has a slowdown at the end, which makes it slower than running normally, but you can cancel the slowdown by doing a midair attack.
There you saw DreamFox teleport into the monastery again. What you saw right there is getting the second fragment allows you to teleport between bells that you have already visited. You don't need to hit the bell. And that's why DreamFox first went into the monastery before going back to pick the second fragment.
Yeah, you need to have been in any... Correct me if I'm wrong, but you need to have been in any room that is considered an area to be able to warp to it.
No, you have to be on that specific room you teleport.
Yeah, it was going to be one of the two. So as Seb just corrected me on, you have to be you have to have entered the room that you warp to in that area.
Yeah, I
but
can
you don't have to.
so.
Yeah, you just have to have been in it. You don't need to hit the save bell. You just pop in and out.
Yeah, I can think of a little shortcut you could do on some areas if that was the case. That would be amazing, to be honest.
Oh, if you could warp from or if you could just unlock the warp from having been in any area.
Yeah, it was really good.
All right, so one fragment that we haven't talked about yet is the one you pick up after you leave the room with Frida, which is the it speeds up your bow charge, which comes into play in the arsonist fight that DreamFox just did, where you have level 2 charges or half charges that are the faster way of doing damage with the bow, which is when you see the yellow particles.
Hey, DreamFox defeated the heretical arsonist, giving her the pocketing sensory that adds fire properties to your attacks, and also to the Bagman patch, pretty much doubling your damage.
Yeah, it is specifically for the Bachman patch. It is a really big damage buff. The boss that DreamFox will be taking on next is going to get absolutely melted by the Bachman patch. Stick around and watch. But yeah, this is the... So we're coming up to the character here. This is the character you can talk to as a cat, and you'll see the silhouette of your human form there.
Hey, good job, Hustuha, defeating level 2.
Now, the fragment that got picked up after beating Arsonist is one of the most important ones in the run because it's the go fast fragment. It gives you an air dash.
Yeah, it easily becomes your best way of movement.
So here's Fennel. So Fennel has a very specific setup to also make what Fennel does consist is hit one arrow, use 2 sparse threads, then back off, and then use the Bachman patches. There we go. You can see the second one just shredding the HP bar so quickly. But yeah, the specific actions of shooting one arrow followed by double sparse thread is what makes Fennel roll back and then do the attack where she raises a sword and like charges it. And yeah, that's the setup to go in with the Bachman patches. After Fennel, you get the final fragment that you need, and this is what you need them for, is to open this door. And the final fragment gives you the level 3 bow charge, or the supercharge. When you fire... Yeah, it takes the longest to charge, but you fire a rapid flurry of arrows. And it will be used later on in some fights as well. So DreamFox has entered the Royal Pinacotheca. Which is, there's one specific purpose that we come here for. And that's to pick up an item called the Steeled Wind. This will allow us to upgrade our bow later. upgrade the bow, upgrade the leaf to a more purifying leaf, and that's going to be important for acquiring the true ending of this game. That is mandatory for runs to get.
Ooh, that was dangerous.
Yeah, hovering close above the spikes
is a very dangerous area in which you can die very easily. There's a lot of spikes, every enemy deals an enormous amount of damage, but it also is very rewarding when you get all the movement right. As you can see on DreamFox screen, she's doing quite an amazing job on navigating this entire area without getting hit once.
Yeah, there's a lot of danger. Also, today I learned you can shoot the switch with an arrow.
Ah, yeah. Oh, there's actually a small caveat on that. You have to equip the pocket incensory for that to work.
Okay, I mean, you do have that here. So here's Lupior.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, DreamFox took damage. But he's gonna carry on, so he will have to do... DreamFox will have to do a alternative strat without the damage item that you normally get from Lupior and Magnolia, which is the heavy arrows. It makes your arrows do a lot more damage. But there are backup strategies that you can do going forward without the heavy arrows. And if you know them, it will lose you less time than resetting the fight will, because save point's very far away.
Yeah, it takes a little longer to go back and fight the boss again than just keep going and do the rest of the game without the heavy arrows. But it's a personal choice, to be honest.
Yeah, most of the bosses have the closest save point 1 or 2 rooms away, but yeah, Lupior Magnolia is considerably further. Alright, meanwhile, Hustuha just picked up the warp fragment.
And DreamFox using the sealed wind to go use the hibiscus tea on her leaf and get the fresh spring leaf that allows you to get the true ending of the game.
Yeah, another 1.07 thing, dipping the leaf in the hibisco tea forcibly changes you back to a human, whereas in 1.05b you can remain a cat. There are some other changes in 1.07 though. I believe the arrow damage was buffed.
Yeah, arrow level 3 got buffed a lot, like a lot, almost 100% more damage, I think. To the point that you can do some very cool stuff with the arrows level 3 on the final fight.
Yeah, you can see on DreamFox's screen when you see him do the mid-air attack cancels to cancel the slowdown from the cat roll. Yeah, you can see that the leaf is now green.
There we see our good friend that had too many drinks. Don't worry about her.
Yeah, spill some red wine on herself. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she'll get an Uber back home. It's okay.
Alright, so here we have another mid-boss like the Knight, and again we have a quick kill for this. This is the Clone Angel. The real one is the lower one. That's the tell.
Yeah, normally you have to wait for the angels to attack, and the real one flashes red instead of white when doing her attack, but you just need to watch which of the angels spawn lower to the floor, and don't worry about it.
The red glow is the intended tell. Them being on different heights and the real one always being lower is actually was actually not intended. It's not. It wasn't intended to be a tell, but it just ended up being. So it's just nice. All right, so DreamFox is coming up to the final boss here, without the heavy arrows. So alternative strategy time.
Arrowless Queen, let's go. I was doing this an hour ago.
Yeah, I saw you practice it earlier. See, also using sparse threads here. Just to make this first phase as short as possible, because one of the items that DreamFox is also using is the Tainted Missive. It's the damageless boss item for Fennel. And it gives you, as opposed to the Crystal Seed, giving you 50% of extra physical damage. The Tainted Missive gives you 100% damage, so it doubles your physical damage. But there's a caveat. It costs 25% max HP to use. And if you have less than 25%, you will kill yourself with it. And that's something that will come into play here with this tainted with this queen fight here. If you take a hit as DreamFox finishes, GG.
GG.
If you take a hit on the queen on any of the first two phases, yeah, you will drop to below 25% HP, which means you cannot use the second Tainted Missive without dying. So yeah, if you want to double Missive, which is what you usually want to do, you have to not get hit. Yeah, congratulations to DreamFox for the grabbing the first point here, but that's not the end, as this is a best of 3.
Well done. 24-37 is a really good time.
Yeah, 24-37. That's below my sum of best, so.
Don't worry about it. You'll PV every single one of your Nets races. Hustuha taking a reset on Fennel. Yeah, getting the curse there is...
Yeah, curse is another status effect, similar to poison. The effect of curse is that your items are disabled. You cannot use your items.
Who had thought that running on normal would be more consistent than my insane diff dearest? Gee, I don't know.
Yeah, so for the newcomers here and the new viewers, first of all, hello. Thank you for joining this game you don't know. Yeah, there's an insane difficulty, but which you only unlock once you beat hard, because the game doesn't want you to go into insane without knowing what you're doing. So they make you beat hard difficulty first. It's the same difficulty as hard, except with the caveat is you have permanently 1 HP. You die in 1 hit from everything. And the tagline that shows up when you highlight insane difficulty, it literally says, don't even try this.
Hustuha, that was unfortunate.
That reminds me of the times I did that, and this is the unfortunate part. This is why I always save after beating Fennel, because I've done this sort of thing many times.
Yeah, I can relate.
Yeah, actually, what Chad says is true. There are also optional collectibles called Vitality Fragments, which extend your max HP, and they still exist in on Insane, so you can still get them. But with everything doing more damage and stuff, because it's hard difficulty with 1 max HP at the start. Yeah, you'll still likely die in 1 hit from almost everything. A category where you get a category with only Vitality Fragments and none of the other collectibles. Just Vitality Fragments. I wonder how different the AVIP it would be. Yeah, AVIP is the main other category for this game, which is the quote-unquote completionist category. Actual 100% would involve completing the map, but that's not very speedrun friendly. But yeah, AVIP is all Vitality Fragments, Ivory bugs, and bosses, because there is, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's 1 optional boss in this game?
Yes. It's Fennel's sister. Quark that
yeah,
unlocks.
Archpriestess Choir, which is there's an achievement for this game to beat the Archpriestess.
Wait, really? Man, I don't remember that.
I've seen it in the achievement list. Although
Okay,
maybe I don't recall if there's any for the other bosses. There may be
no,
just an achievement for every boss because achievements.
no, the only other boss that is left is Quark because we fight every single boss in any percentage except for her. Oh, Hustuha have taken another unfortunate death in Pinacoteca.
Yeah. See, while we wait for this first game to wrap up, I want to stress again that movement's important, specifically movement spacing. So like rolling, doing like before you get the dash ability, rolling, doing roll jumps in places. Yeah, knowing the kind of movement you want to do in a room.
Yeah, one of the attractive points of this game is that movement is very solid for this type of games like Metrovanias, and this one is very fluid. This is very nice. But if you're starting to run this game, I think a tip I could give is be sure of what you're doing. Don't try to emulate other runners' way of moving from the get go. Just go play around and try to get a feeling of what is more comfortable for you.
Yeah. That being said, there is a tutorial for this, and it's a very good starting point if you're intending to learn this. I remember I learned this. Shout outs to the 12-hour challenge because that's where I learned this game. I did a 12-hour. I did this on a 12-hour challenge.
A 12-hour challenge? What's that?
Uh, so yeah, so the 12-hour challenge. There's a speedrunner goes by the name of Golden. That usually organizes this community thing. Usually twice a year, roughly.
Okay, it seems Hustuha is going to forfeit this race.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
It's okay. Props to Hustuha for still trying making it this far. There's
Yeah, exactly.
there's no shame. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, so sometimes it can be just it can be helpful to just call it a day, forfeit, and then just get that mental reset for the second game.
Okay. Runners are talking about setting up the second race.
Yeah, but yeah, to finish the thought about the 12-hour challenge. Yeah, this. Yeah, it's a community thing where just everyone can join in, and Golden usually comes up with a theme. Which is also optional. You don't have to pick a game that fits the theme. You can do whatever. It's a suggestion. It's a suggestion, just like walls.
I see. That's nice, and that's where you first started playing this game.
Yes, that's yeah. The most recent the most recent one, the most recent official 12-hour challenge is where I picked up this game because this was on my radar for a while, and I just was basically looking for the right moment to learn it. And when the 12-hour challenge came around, it was at a time where I was looking for a new game to learn. So it's like, okay, you know what? The time is right. I'ma pick up Momo 4.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But yeah, yeah, across yeah, the event itself is like a weekend, and you can just spread the 12 hours however you want. You can do partial streams. I think I did like 3-4 hour streams to learn it. You can decide for yourself if the official first run has to be within the 12 hours or if it's 12 hours of learning and then the first run. Like, there's a lot of freedom to it, and like self-definition you can do.
That's really good. I never participated in one of those. I'll see if I can do one for a new game I may want to learn in the future. I just started running this game out of the blue because a friend told me, but that seems like a nice way of learning something new.
Yeah, it's just any reason that any reason to learn a game is a good reason because you're learning the game.
Yeah, that is right. That is very true. Okay, are the runners set up on the new room?
Yep, we're waiting for the runners to get that going.
All right. Wait, a winner is you?
Yeah, I have not seen. I don't usually see that text.
I think Dream has something that alters the text. It doesn't alter gameplay. It's just there for the fancies. Dream is a very silly fox. Yeah, she's the dreamiest of foxes. Dream fox.
There we go.
All right, this race is starting soon.
Yep, we've got our race time room ready.
Okay,
Waiting
if
for
you're
the.
enjoying these races, please give a follow to both our runners.
Yes, let's see. Let's see a good game too. Hope for some smoother ride and some juicier memes.
Oh, you want a juicy meme? Jado is in the chat, so he was a witness to this. In the first tournament I participated 3 years ago, I was racing Jado, and I think it was on the second race when we got to Edia. One of the possibilities of her, instead of attacking, is just moving either forward or backwards, right? So Edia that race decided that she would move or dance, as I call it, 4 times in a row, wasting me a good half a minute, I think. It was something else entirely. That's the yeah. Okay, there we see Hustuha already started. We're gonna sync stream soon.
Yep. So good luck to both runners again. Taking a day at the prom. I don't know how well how well that will go.
I think she's a very great dancer.
She's kind of big though.
It doesn't matter how big or small she is. The important thing is the love.
I mean, that is true.
A big, beautiful worm. There you go.
They're more Adea. The Adea to Adea ratio, very important.
Right, we see Hustuha taking the 40 money chest, rapidly going into the elevator. Seems like he missed the elevator. Just barely.
Oh, they missed the semi-cycle as well. That's rough.
It happens. It happens.
I don't know if that's an
They-
official thing. It's what I call it when you get up there while the elevator goes down.
Oh, it seems Hustuha didn't take all of the money of the last chest.
Yeah, you're meant to have 80, but by the time you get to Adea. So Hustu is a little short, but there's some enemies you can take out to fix that.
Dream also coming up on the effect. Going for that quick kill again. There you go. Adia dancing. There's the dancing queen. Doing a double dance, but that's not a problem for Dream. Very well done. Also, Hustuha doing the normal fight, but also doing a great fight to get the barrel. Very well done.
Right. So yeah, no crystal seed on Hustuha yet. We'll see how that will be fixed. May take out an enemy and then loop back around.
We see both runners running into Mocha. I was
Alternative,
Hello, Mocha.
yeah,
Sorry.
alternative strat here for Hustuha, just going without the crystal seed altogether. Making the decision to go without it, rather than suffering the time loss of backtracking for it. %50 is quite a lot to lose out on, but
Yeah, it's
decisions.
Yeah. So Dream getting a good pardon for
Yeah, you don't
Lorelai.
want the dives. Also, something we didn't talk about at all in game 1 is the little fairy. This game has a Konami code reference. It works like an item with one use. So you use it once and the usage of it replenishes when you hit a save bell, just like the rest of your items.
Yeah, I normally learn this code in a certain room in the Royal Pinacotheca. You'll see the inputs written on a wall.
Yeah, it is the yeah, it's the directional inputs of the Konami code. So up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right.
Well done both for runners for defeating Luvella. This time Luvella was a little nicer. Except for the dive, of course. Did you ever check Minoria for the Konami code? To be honest, I didn't.
I mean, I don't own Minoria, so it's like on my Steam wish list, but I haven't gotten around to actually picking it up.
I recommend it. It is very nice. The story is very cool.
But Momo 5 though.
Just buy both. Forget. I'm kidding, of course.
Yeah, I was about to say, let me buy that with all that money I don't have.
That would require playing Minoria. Of course, play Minoria. It's very cute. Right? Being careful of not touching the spikes. Yeah, I think all of you know this already, but touching the spikes is a game over. You will die.
Yeah, it does instantly kill you. The only way to not die while touching spikes is if you have invincibility frames. From getting hit before.
This game was having a little trouble on the elevators, but there you go, making it
I mean,
out.
that's a very cycle heavy room. You want to catch the platforms at the right time, and yeah, when you jump off the platform, it's what we call a max height double jump. So you need to activate your midair jump at the apex of your regular jump, which can be finicky timing. And there are a few spots in the run where we do a max height double jump. But yeah, Momo 5 hype. In case you weren't aware, yeah, the next game in this series, Momodora Moonlit Farewell, is currently in development.
It will be released in the future.
I don't know. I don't think there's a release date for it yet.
No, there's not. I think it was confirmed as coming on next year, but sometime next year.
Which is still a ways away, so we've got time to enjoy Minoria and this game as well, Momo 4.
Well done, Dream. Getting the spark thread from Frida. And the fast bow charge. Meanwhile, we see Hustuha doing safe strats.
Yeah, so the things Frida can do is she can try to peck you, but if you stay in the exactly perfectly in the corner like Hustuha is right now, you will not get hit. Frida can move closer to you, but the closest Frida will get to you. As we see a hit being taken there, that's rough.
Ooh,
You don't want to do. Because again, Frida is also a boss where the save point is very far away.
I think it's the boss with the bell the farthest in the game. I think it's far.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, it's way farther.
Yeah. It's just less. I guess less noticeable in the sense that if you take a hit on Frida, you just reset because of how early it is. Like it's much earlier than Lupior and than the Lupior and Magnolia save point. That's much further in, so it just stings so much more if you have to reset there. But this is a race environment, no resets allowed.
Yeah, resets are a spook. I think now that we talk about Frida, there was a race. I think it was DreamFox herself that took a hit to Frida and decided to just continue and did the rest of the run without the spark thread. It was very impressive to see how she dealt with every single boss after without that item.
Yeah, that does sound impressive because yeah, the pretty pretty big boy item, the sparse thread.
Just to imagine having to actually fight Fennel.
Yeesh.
Scary thoughts, huh?
Yeah, there's a reason I'm very emphatically not doing low percent. I'm good.
Low percent is a gift. What kind of gift? I cannot tell you, but it is indeed a gift. Hey, we see
Low percent is fun. Oh, I'm sure it is for people that want to do it. I am not one of those people. Low percent is an experience. Now that I can agree on.
I haven't been on low percent. I played it like on the very first day the category was conceived, and then never touched it again because I was mad that a certain skip later in Cars Castle required some Fady RNG, and I never got it because I'm really unlucky like that, and I decided to just ditch the category, but it is fun. I assure you guys it is fun.
I mean, it does take away the pressure of needing to do bosses damageless. You don't. It's low percent, so no point in getting the item because you don't use it anyway. So no need to do them damageless. So I guess it has that virtue.
Yeah, it's a very big weight off your shoulders to not having to worry about getting hit.
Low percent easy. I mean, true. I guess I could do low percent easy. That would help ease me in. No pun intended.
Right, Hustuha approaching the level 2 fight.
Yeah. Without the crystal seed, and the reason I point that out is because normally when you fight, normally when you do this fight, you do a little bit of an exploit here by using you use the crystal seed before you hit the save point, and then you hit the save point afterwards to get the usage back. So you go into the fight and you have basically half the duration of a crystal seed. For the start of the fight, and then you have because you hit the save bell afterwards, you have a full crystal seed usage after that on top.
Ah, man.
But yeah, even though Blue Bella 2, you don't need to do damageless, that does not make the fight any easier. It's still the barrier between taking damage and dying is pretty low with Blue Bella.
Hustuha got a double dive before taking that death. You really hate to see that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of paying attention with Blue Bella 2, because like you can't see half of what you're doing while the Bachman patches are going across the screen. There's a lot of attacks flying at you.
That dives twice.
And yeah, they do a lot of damage, at least, especially on like any difficulty other than easy. Like Blue Bella kills you in 2 to 3 hits. Like there, two balls coming down and you're dead. So it is definitely a very dangerous fight. And I remember from the 12-hour challenges that, yeah, I was taking a lot of deaths here during my early runs.
Yeah, this fight on normal and above is very dangerous because of the upgraded attacks, of course.
Yeah, because most of Blue Bella's attacks are just enhanced attacks from the first time you fight her. Like you have this attack where she dives and then these balls come at you, so she throws 2 sets at you. Then Megosly makes the arena smaller, so you risk rolling off the edge. Done that aplenty as well.
Dream approaching the cat
And then
room.
then one of the more stealthy attacks is where 2 faint circles will appear on the floor, and then 2 balls will come up. She does that 3 times, where she does it once in the first fight. And yeah, then this attack where she just sends a bunch of balls down, it's also sets of 3, so...
There we go. Good job, Hustuha.
It's kind of... I would say going gym, but it isn't really. It's just... Lubella takes it easy on you the first time, and then she goes all out the second time.
Okay. Dream entering Fennel. Ooh, getting hit by
That's a hit for
thunder.
DreamFox. Yeah. So, yeah, again, movement spacing. A little bit too close. And then that's what happens. That's also one of the biggest reasons when where you can take a hit on the Lupior and Magnolia fight near the end of the game. It's just spacing your movement and the guessing game of whether Lupior will roll or not. Because Lupior is the hard part. Because it's just unpredictable and random whether she does whether she stands still or decides to roll.
Yeah, Lupior is really one
And
of the hard bosses.
Yeah, and if you want to specifically stand in a place so the sparse thread will hit her while not being hit by the roll if she decides to do it, yeah, that space is very small. So it's better to be safe and basically wait to see that she's not gonna do the roll and then sparse thread. And
Ooh.
a little bit of an error there and landing on the spikes and immediately dying. Small mistakes can cause big issues. Every mistake has its own little tied value of how costly the mistake is. And it almost happened again, but DreamFox reacted in time this time. Also, one neat thing about the movement is that particularly the transformations, timing out the transformations between human and cat around ladders. One like sneaky little speed thing you can do is get off of a ladder and then dash immediately and turn to cat afterwards. So you basically chain the cat the transformation animation with the cooldown for the dash. After the player dashes, you see this circle come out as the dash is pressed, and then a short while after the dash ends, you see a circle just seemingly randomly appear, but that circle means that the dash ability is recharged. And yeah, because there's a cooldown on the dash, that's why there's the additional movement you can do with the roll jump attack cancel.
Alright, so you see DreamFox using the Bagman patch before entering the fight. Let's see what Lupior does. She does nothing.
That's what you want. Also, the nice thing with the Bachman patch doing a lot of damage is if one sparse thread is enough to take out Lupior, you have a sparse thread useless to use on Magnolia afterwards. I don't know, because of the aforementioned risk with getting hit on Lupior or Magnolia and how easily it can happen if you're unlucky or not paying 100% attention. It always feels like such a relief for me whenever I get past that fight and into this area. It's like I always need to very physically tell myself, like, okay, please save, you're past this fight. please save that you pass this fight.
I do save normally just to recharge the Bagman patch, so I don't have to hit that well. But yeah, I understand the feeling of urgency of saving after those two, because dying without taking that save and then realizing you had to do the boss fight again is a little heartbreaking.
Also, a minor utility of the dash is controlling your height midair. You instantly freeze whatever height you at when you dash, regardless of how your upwards momentum was going.
Yeah, that was a very good demonstration of that point by Dream, using the dash to maintain height to dodge the dog on that descent.
Yeah, it's like there's so much you can do. You can double jump to dash very high up in the air. You can jump then dash, and then you have a double jump left to basically control where you go after the dash.
Okay. Oh, Hustuha taking a death to the spikes.
Getting stuck underneath the spikes. Yeah, I remember the times where my movement was not up to snuff, and I could never make it across the pit of spikes immediately. I would always have to land on the left side first and then jump over. Was like the trick that I found for it is to jump over and then basically faceplant into the wall before you leave the screen, and then hold right.
Yeah, that's a very good strategy. Alright, Clone Angel disappearing. Yeet!
Yeah. Also, interesting movement afterwards where he hits the enemy to position it in a certain place, and then jumps into it to get hit and use the knockback from the damage to get a little bit of height and then dash up there. You know, an actual damage boost where it boosts you to a place you otherwise couldn't. As opposed to the kind of damage boost where you just go through it and without... Yeah, it just skips like waiting. And it doesn't give you any actual additional movement or speed. So it's more like face tanking.
Yeah, see, this is why Momodora is the best game ever. It actually has damage boost, actual damage boosts. First Pain of Queen disappears.
Yeah. And yeah, you can see the bursts of damage that you see on the HP bar when arrows hit. That's the power of the heavy arrows.
Second phase also melts. And right to the third phase.
Yeah, it's also summon Konami as well.
And there we go.
Alright, that's time for DreamFox. Very solid, 2341.
Finishes the second race, and with that takes the series 2-0. GG's.
Yeah, GG. GG to both participants regardless. You know, just for like playing and participating, because that's really the what's most important. It's participating, being a part of things, and having fun. But yeah, Dream's movement was just absolutely clean. Like constant attack cancels.
Hello.
Oh, we have Dream joining us. How are you doing?
I'm feeling pretty well now. First race or the first round. The start was pretty bad with Death in the Grove, but other than that, I'm happy with my runs today.
Oh, that was actually really funny because both you and Hustuha died at the same time on the very same place.
Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah, it's just that Hustuha was technically ahead at that point because they hit a save bell, whereas you didn't. You had to start from the beginning.
Ah,
It was really nice.
yeah.
So,
I mean,
tell-
oh yeah,
sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
first of all, congratulations on the victory here.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah, how does it feel to play on normal instead of insane?
I mean, I guess the overconfidence got me by not taking saves and just going for it. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is a lot more relaxed and a lot more consistent, which is nice. Oh, but yeah, so this means that I technically got 2 back-to-back PBs today.
Oh,
Ah.
really?
Yeah, I haven't done any percent normal runs at all, or any normal runs at all. So yeah, this is
Oh,
PB for this difficulty.
You have the PVs on easy, but not on normal.
Yeah, I did the easy for the previous tournaments, but never normal.
Aha, right. I completely forgot
yes.
about that.
Yeah, not a lot of runners are in that situation here.
As I saw posted elsewhere earlier today in certain Discord places I'm in, PBs on a technicality or best PBs.
Oh yeah, I am familiar with that. I have had those before. It is pretty fun to get PBs just for free like that.
Yeah, you know what's also fun? Getting a PB while you're not recording.
Yeah. That is a classic.
Yeah, I
think-
had my first round match yesterday, and guess what happened during the warm up?
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
saw
to guess a PB. Yeah,
Yeah, top 27 as well.
that is a solid.
Like
time.
I broke the 27 barrier with it, yet I have nothing to show for it, aside from splits.
Ah. But I mean, like, if
It's
you have
fun-
the splits, then you know you can get it again.
Yeah, true, and yeah, I was gonna say it's fine. My sum of best is a 25, so I can get another 26.
Yeah.
It's a high 26, so
Yeah, you can
Oh,
do
yeah.
it at any time.
Oh, yeah, I also had the unfortunate thing with Lupiar in the first race, where she hit me like right before she died,
Yeah,
so
you
I
made-
didn't
you made-
have arrows for the queen fight.
yeah, you made the decision to go without the heavy arrows rather than resetting, because that's something we that Seb and I discussed quite a lot. Is the viability of no heavy arrows from the save point being so far away compared to other bosses.
Yeah, like in general, like I might have had a faster queen or like faster time if I reset for heavy arrows, because I don't really know the exact queen strats without heavy arrows, but the difference is not a lot there if you just come up with some new strat for queen on the fly
Yeah,
compared
just
to resetting for
from
heavy arrows.
just from practice on this patch specifically, I think it's like 9 seconds then difference, just not having arrows.
Yeah, I did.
Ah,
I mean, true, the 1.07 buff for the arrows, it does affect the heavy arrows as well.
Yes.
Because it's
Yeah,
a percentage increase, so a general buff is also gonna buff the buff.
yes.
Love the love, yeah. that is correct. Yeah, the level 3 buff was just amazing. It made the level 3 so good.
Oh, meanwhile on Hustuha, very unfortunate
Ooh.
fight there. The second Bachman patch barely hit. And this is what I mean. Now if you watch the screen, you can see how far away the save point is. It's like you have to traverse these rooms again. You have to hit this switch all the way again. Wait for this door to open again. So you can bounce on through.
Ooh.
Get through this batch of enemies. And then do this setup. Because that's something also we didn't explain is... It's kind of random with just certain bosses you can pause and unpause to skip the cutscene and start the fight instantly.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, that's
That's
unlucky!
Just out of range. That is very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's
Ah.
that's the tight spacing of wanting to not be in range for the roll, but trying to still hit the sparse thread.
Ah, the slam. Yeah,
Oh, that was
that
close.
was so fast.
It's just Loopier that you need to get through. Magnolia is the easy part. You just charge your arrow. Just charge a full level 3 arrow. You let it go once Magnolia appears, because she always consistently spawns appears at the in the middle. And then you do level 2 charges, half charges until she teleports away. Then you dodge where she appears, and you shoot the remainder of the arrows. But yeah, the
Somebody
skipping
may
cutscene.
wonder
Yeah,
why-
the key thing with the skipping cutscene.
That was a clean. That was a
Yeah,
that was a good Loopier fight.
Yeah, that's a good backup. Hitting once and then rolling away. Also dodging the arrows that Magnolia shoots in the meantime.
Ah man.
But then that happens.
Yeah, like Magnolia is not as difficult as Loopier, but she can still catch you unaware with
Yeah,
her
just 'cause
teleporting and stuff.
Yeah, I said it was easy. I never said it was free.
Yeah.
Because it's the old speedrunning saying: the easier something is, the easier it is to mess up.
That's true. Taking it. I think Hustuha took the well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So not back to before doing this fight. So plus side, don't have to do the fight again. Downside is had Hustuha skipped the save and died, another chance for the heavy arrows. But yeah, at this point, it's getting some practice in. Any practice is good, and Hustuha's not out of the tournament yet, because we've got a double elimination format here. So all this does is move Hustuha to the lower bracket. We're gonna very consistently, very dedicatedly not call it a losers bracket, because there ain't no losers around here.
Yeah. How do you call it, Dream?
Everybody is a winner.
The bracket of alternate success. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Definitely no. That is what it
Dur-
is known
during
as.
the-
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, during the interview yesterday after my match, I mentioned the term "last chance saloon," and the commentators on call quite liked it.
Yeah, I didn't remember that. It is a good name. Ah, using Bagman Patch, huh?
Yeah, it's always tricky to like the menuing in this game. There is not like a lot of it. It's not like one of those Final Fantasy speedruns where you have 5-minute menuing segments or whatever. But you do need to be precise with the menuing and keeping track of what items you have equipped where, so you don't accidentally use the wrong item.
Especially once you get better at the menuing and start doing it faster, you build up to a point where you just remember the inputs you need to do rather than actually visually looking at the menu what you're doing.
Yeah, muscle memory is really good for this game.
Yeah, like the entirety of the Grove is almost muscle memory for me. It's just
Yeah.
I just stop thinking and then I realize, oh wait, I'm at the Dea now. Huh? How did that happen?
Yeah. For me, it's a kind of a mix between the two.
Oh, spikes.
Yeah. Didn't quite make it over, but save that card's castled, so
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright.
gonna go as a cat this time around.
It is easier to make that long pit jump as a cat.
Yeah, because you have more regular movement speed.
Yeah, more movement speed. You jump a little bit higher as well. So
Like that's also why you want. That's also why you want to be a cat outside of ladders. Is that even the regular running as a cat is faster than rolling as a human.
and also the fact that you're just smaller, which means that it is easier to avoid enemies. Like there are a lot of small things that add up to making cat traversal a lot more convenient and fast for the speedrun.
Yeah, it's like the developers were very aware how nicer the movement was for the cat, so it's definitely a mix of giving the cat artificial, albeit reasonable, downsides in not being able to use any item other than the cat sphere.
Yeah, the cat is the best form for general movement, except outside of ladders. But then in human form, you have access to a lot better combat capabilities with items and the arrows as well. So it's a nice balance.
That's something we also had mentioned previously, is that another thing that you don't have access to as a cat is the bow. You only can use your leaf as a cat for combat.
Okay, but now that we're talking about it, I kind of want to see a little cat bow that could be used. That would be cute.
Cat bow for Momodora 5, Arding. Come on, make it happen.
There might be. I just look on Twitter. There will be a cat-based Twitter account that has it somewhere.
Also, going for some safe strats in that elevator by using the Bachman patch to eliminate the witches.
Yeah, don't need to dodge attacks if the source of the attacks is not there.
True.
Yeah. Usually, a lot of people or a lot of runners don't have the Bachman patch equipped there, so that is why most people do not go for that.
I actually don't. I just dodge things.
Yeah.
Okay, and Hustuha enters the queen fight.
Yeah. We'll see how this goes without the heavy arrows here.
Ooh, that was... I do not agree with that hit.
Yeah, that looked kind of dicey, and this is going to be interesting. No, we're not seeing a reset here, so this is going to be either Hustuha finding out the hard way what happens when you use a tainted missive under 25% health, or this is going to be a no missive phase 3.
Yeah, probably no missive phase 3.
No missive, no. So yeah, this is like low damage central, no heavy arrows and no missive.
Yeah, and it doesn't have the crystal tier for backup either.
Nope, this is pure skill. This is going to be pure skill.
Yeah, this is pretty much a low percent fight at this point.
Yeah.
Well, with some extra damage from Pocket Incensory and the poison. That looks clean so far, and gets hit by
that was a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely need to know the fight, because those attacks. Yeah, if you do the normal strategy, then you don't see those attacks. And me as someone that always does them, that always goes for the proper set no matter what. Like I will reset on Lupior and everything. Yeah, I don't ever see those attacks.
Yeah, the other day while doing the arrowless queen practice, I saw those attacks and I got really confused because I didn't remember them at all. So I got hit out of nowhere and it's like going back into the phase 1.
Alright. Considerably better. Oh, there's another hit again, so yeah. We get to see another attempt here at no missive phase 3. Bugman patch for stall points.
Yeah, who needs Backman patch for last phase? Backman patch is a spook.
Yeah. Actual low percent. Let's see it. I mean, could still summon Konami, but yeah, that's also a thing. That's also a thing. The fairy that you summon with the Konami code is actually called Konami, but with the C.
Did it count the fairy for low percent? Also, GG, Hustuha.
GG.
Yeah.
That was a nice queen fight.
Good
fairies.
queen fight. Yeah, good queen fight for the limited ability.
Fairy is allowed for low percent in order to unlock the shortcut and for boss fights. Because you start with it, it is allowed in that category as well.
Oh yeah, because Seb during commentary, Seb mentioned where you're intended to discover the Konami thing. But yeah, you can't do it just at any point. It is available for you from the start of the game.
Yeah, that's a nice.
One of those nice things developers let you do is like, hey, if you already happen to know about this, you can use it.
That was a very nice thing from the devs. So big props to Hustuha for keep going with the run till the end.
Yeah, still a good run at 40 minutes. That is still something to not be ashamed about.
And that is without getting all the boss items, or specifically missing out on heavy arrows. That
as well as the crystal seed. You missed it, but Hustuha did not have enough money for the crystal seed, so the decision was made to skip it.
When Hustuha broke the third chest with the last 20, he then grabbed all of the money and he left with 72. I think he didn't notice.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Oh yeah, I did actually miss out on getting the crystal seed on my all achievements run. And in that category, you use the money to both buy the crystal seed and then later on you also buy the necklace of sacrifice. So I did a little reroute instead and skipped a chest later on. And then I got just enough money for the necklace of sacrifice. That was a fun run.
I still haven't got all achievements.
I mean, it takes.
I don't either.
It's less than 40 minutes. It's easy.
Just do it.
I got an hour. Sure, BRB. No, but I got the no death achievement only a couple weeks ago. Like when I finally got a deathless just full run. I think it was with resets, but those don't count as deaths. So if you reset but don't die otherwise, you still get the achievement. So if you're struggling to get a deathless achievement, you can back out by returning to the title screen in the pause menu, and it will not count as a death.
I mean, you can also die and on the death screen. If you, instead of pressing retry, if you press return to menu, it will load the save from before you played and died. So it doesn't count. It doesn't save anything when you die. It's only when you save after you die. So you can cheese those achievements by just returning to menu and then keep playing.
Alright, let's see if Hustuha wants to come here. Oh, I think it disconnected from Discord. Let's see.
Yep. In the meantime, allow me to thank everyone for watching. We've got more matches coming. So follow any of the speed gaming channels to stay up to date with where they're taking place. There'll be a match tomorrow as well, and a match on Saturday.
And there will be more matches after that as they are scheduled.
Yeah, exactly, because the tournament's only just begun. Like this match you saw today, that's match number 3. This is a 16 player double elimination tournament. There's a lot more matches to go and a lot more epic Momo action to come. Occasionally also featuring yours truly.
Alright, Hustuha, I think it's not coming, so yeah. Any final remarks, Stream?
Yeah, I'm just happy to be part of this again. It's a fun time.
Yeah, that's right. I have to hear to tell you.
Yeah. Good luck on your next round match, which because of match order we already know that you'll be facing Dorothy.
Yeah, that will be an interesting match.
Ooh, that
That
was
would be
seed,
fun.
yeah, 3rd seed versus 6th seed. That's high up there. So that's a match to definitely be on the lookout for.
Oh, I need to practice more.
Your runs
gonna be
today
really
look good. You go based on what we've seen today, you've got a good shot at moving on.
Yeah. I do need a little bit of consistency at certain points, and then it's just make sure that I'm warmed up, and then things will go well.
Yeah. Good luck to you as well, Seb, for your match.
Yeah. So, I play tomorrow against Nomamaru.
Yeah, exactly, and yeah, exactly, and the loser of that match will be facing me in the lower bracket.
Well, hopefully it goes all well for me tomorrow, and if it doesn't, I will be seeing you. Double.
I personally don't, because that kind of means I'm out.
What do you mean?
It's fine. We said it earlier. It's not about winning. It's about being here.
It's about
So
epic
thank you.
Momo gaming.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's about Epic Momo Gaming, and Epic Momo Gaming is guaranteed. So thank you to Speed Gaming as well for hosting this tournament.
Yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Everyone being here makes the experience way more amazing than it already is. And yeah, I think that's all right.
Yeah, that'll be it for us. You can follow myself and Deb on Twitch as well. Follows everywhere.
Yeah, follow both Double and Dream and Hustuha. Everyone is amazing, very good runners. And yeah, again, thank you all for being here. And we'll be seeing you next time.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.